Did your provider suggest trying a gluten-free diet? If so, you've probably been having digestive problems like wheat allergy, celiac disease, or non-celiac gluten sensitivity. Let's start by talking about what gluten is. Then we will talk about gluten-related diseases and how the diet might help. Gluten is a protein naturally made by wheat, barley, and rye. Remember, food has 3 types of building blocks: fat, protein, and carbohydrates. While we tend to think of protein as a meat, plants make a lot of it too, and different plants make different kinds. The gluten protein is unique because its 2 parts, gliadins and glutenins, trap water and get sticky when they're wet, like glue. This is why wheat, barley, and rye flours are great for making doughs and batters. During baking, their stickiness also helps trap rising air bubbles so that breads and cakes become fluffy. A gluten-free diet primarily leaves out food made from flour, but the tricky part is finding places where gluten tends to hide. Oats are another possible hiding place. They don't naturally make gluten, but are often contaminated by wheat grown in nearby fields or processed by the same machines. The complete list of products that have gluten can feel long and somewhat random when you're first starting a gluten-free diet. This is why professionals trained in nutrition are available to help. Remember, for the most part, wheat, barley, and rye are the only natural sources of gluten. This makes other food groups automatically gluten-free. The other grains are typically safe too. Corn, rice, and nutrient-packed quinoa, for example, don't make gluten on their own. For people who want to bake, there are even gluten-free flours. These are either made from plants that naturally don't make gluten, or they are made from wheat and have had the gluten removed and replaced by xanthan gum. That brings us to the next question.
Who should be on a gluten-free diet?
The most common gluten-related disorders are wheat allergy, celiac disease, and non-celiac gluten sensitivity. Wheat allergy is a strong allergic reaction to wheat proteins that causes some people to suddenly have severe difficulty breathing. You may know people who have had similar reactions to peanuts or bee stings. Wheat allergies are dangerous, but very rare. Celiac disease, on the other hand, is an autoimmune disease. When people with this disease eat gluten, the immune system flares up and damages the intestines. Inflammation makes it hard for them to absorb enough nutrients and puts these people at risk for weak bones, anemia, and unhealthy weight loss. The third disease is non-celiac gluten sensitivity. This one is less well defined. The symptoms are similar to celiac disease, but are caused by a different set of triggers. Some researchers prefer to call it non-celiac wheat intolerance in particular. They've studied whether it could be a reaction to a carbohydrate in wheat called fructan instead of the gluten protein. It could also be driven by enzymes in wheat called amylase trypsin inhibitors. For people with wheat allergy and celiac disease in particular, avoiding gluten completely is essential for their health. On the other hand, if you don't have a gluten-related disorder, you don't need to avoid it. The gluten-free diet isn't the type that helps you lose weight or build muscle. It can be low on B vitamins and folate, since gluten-free flours are typically not fortified. And it is missing out on the polyunsaturated fats and fiber in whole wheat that are known to benefit cholesterol and blood pressure. Whole wheat is usually a good thing. So that's it. Just remember, if you are wondering whether you should go gluten-free, you need to see your provider first. This is important for timing. Remember those 3 diseases we talked about? If you start the diet on your own and your body is not exposed to gluten any longer, the test could miss the diagnosis. The second reason is guidance. Remember all of those places gluten likes to hide? If it turns out that you do have a gluten-related disease, you will need help learning about your new diet. A professional trained in nutrition will teach you what you need to avoid. They will also teach you about the new foods you can enjoy, like naturally gluten-free whole grains that are important for your health. They will help you make the right adjustments and customize your diet for you. Thanks for watching.